Alright, so I know it's been a while. I'm not gonna lie, I've just been lazy, so I hope I get more motivations making videos. Also, kind of sick with my allergies. I don't know why. Sometimes I break out in hives, but whatever, man. I'm dying soon, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, welcome to another build spotlight. This is made by Gil_kits. I'm gonna link his Instagram profile somewhere on the video and on the description, so give him a follow. He deserves a lot more followers than usual, because he doesn't have a lot, and with great builds like this, I suggest you guys keep an eye on him, because it's like he does great work, man. Now, as you can see, this is a weathered build. I am not a weathering expert guru, but I am willing to give a spotlight on really good weathering, even though I don't know what I'm talking about majority of the time, because some builds are just great. You just can't deny it. Okay, he entered this build for the Zaku Aurelius AOZ competition. He only got runner-up. I believe, controversial friggin' opinion, I believe he should have placed at least top 3, maybe even 1. That's just me, but I'm entitled to my own opinion, and I don't really care about everybody's opinion anyways. So you're not gonna hurt my feelings if you say no, Blah, you're wrong, they're right with their freaking thing. Everything's subjective anyways when it comes to this hobby, but that's just me. To me, this is one of the best builds on that competition, but I believe this is what happened. Okay, this is what happened. I believe that since he used an already AOZ kit in the AOZ line, you're automatically penalized for that, because it's not creative enough, right? That's just how it is. So if you would, it's just like in almost all competitions, if they give you a subject, don't use that subject. Just grab a different subject that's not in that line, and then make it look like it's part of that subject. Because like a lot of competitions, unfortunately, even though you do a great job, if you play it safe, you just automatically get penalized for that, by not winning the competition. But that's just my opinion. I don't know majority of the time what I'm talking about, but that's just me. How long was that rant? About a minute. I'm trying to make this short. If you visit his profile, he's got like a Instagram story that you guys can follow, and he kind of shows you what he did with his build. This base kit is the TR-1 RX121-2 Hazel 2. I think that's what it is. He recolored it. Instead of base blue, he made it base white, because this is originally blue, not white. He did some cockpit modification on the chest here to make it look better, and and then he went from there. There's probably a little bit of scribing here and there, like on the skirt armor here and the shoulder and the legs, and then he added in some parts here. I don't know if those are 3D printed parts or like another part from the kit, but he added that all in there. And he also added in some plot plating like this and that on the build to add in more details. This is just me. When I do this kinds of details there, like the plot plates and stuff, I usually would just hand paint it and then correct it with like lighter fluid, because I use enamel paints to do detailing. I would never in a million years mask that just to get these things here. And the best part about this is if you just hand paint this, since it's freaking weathered, you don't really have to be perfect with your erasing your mistakes on your detailing, because you can always just say it's weathered. So it's part of the weathering process. Simple tricks that I've learned through freaking YouTubing. To me, this is some great weathering. I've seen a lot of weathering where they just freaking get some pencil and then they just rub it in their paints and stuff, and then you just smudge it in like this, and then oh, it's weathered. I mean, come on, bro. Or they just dunk it in there. But now I know I have to be politically correct when it comes to all this Gunpla thing, and it's all subjective. You don't know what the goal was when they were weathering their build or doing any builds at all. So they could just come back at you and say, "Well, you know, I was just when I was weathering the build, and I was trying to tell the story that it just got grease like spilled over it, and then people tried to like fix it, but they can't clean it all the way. But you know, etc. Whatever excuses." But with this particular thing here, let me zoom in a little bit more. It's like freaking, this is insane. I am willing to admit that this is insane, extreme, great work. I mean, there's no battle damage here, right? It's all just like, you know, paint chipping that he did, a little bit rust. It's probably because nobody's ever used the gun, the robot, the mecha, the Gundam. It's probably because, I don't know, I'm just assuming this. Guild Kits, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm usually guessing my way through this build spotlights anyways, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think with this kind of what do you call that, weathering, it's more like he was trying to convey that it's just a Gundam that hasn't been used for like extremely long years. And it's just been, and then paint has just been being chipped away through probably like loose rocks, or like, you know, just like everything in life, if you don't take care of your shit, it just starts looking like shit. And this kit looks like shit now. When it comes to weathering, it is an extremely great build. It's trying to make it look like nobody gave a crap about the Gundam, so they never took care of it, and now it's just, you know, withering away. So with the chipping and the rust that he tried to show, I mean, let's move on here. Another great shot, close-up shot. I mean, this is insane, like the way he did this. I love the minimal amount, I think it's minimal amount of decals that he put in there, and it was also chipped too. That's insane how he did that, man. I mean, I believe he used orange too as part of chipping. I mean, and he melted it in with like some metallic stuff to chip away. I don't know, like I've seen like multiple ways of how you could do paint chipping on your kit. I don't know how he did his. I don't know if he's just doing the sponge and or like hand painting the things, the paint chipping with black or whatever and silver. I don't know how he did it, but through these photos that he freaking gave to me, it's like insane how this was done, man. Let's go move on. Here's a back shot of the build. I personally don't do enough back shots on my build, and I'm trying to change that. It's not that I do a lot of custom works anyways, but you know, this is a great shot. Now, I'm very familiar with 30-minute missions kits, so I know this is part of the 30-minute missions lines. These giant boosters here and this two here, these are part of the 30-minute missions line. I believe this was attached in there magnetically, which is like genius, so you don't have to glue stuff. It's a great way to add in more parts into your kit and not having to glue it. This is great job and great decision he made. And also he added in some parts in there too, like these parts here are not included in the in this 30-minute missions kit here that he added in. That's not part of that, so that's great decision to add that in there. I believe the shield too was added in. I'm not familiar with this kit to begin with, so I'm assuming that's not part of the build. Here's another back shot, but on the other side, slightly tilted like this, you know, it's like this. and then kind of tilted up just a little bit. That's how they achieved that photo. Let's move on here. Here's a more frontal shot. He tried to include majority of the giant rifle in there, so which is great. I don't know where he got this giant rifle from. I'm just gonna assume that it's from the 30-minute missions kit. And it's insanely detailed. I love what he did with it, man. It's ridiculous. Let's move on here. Here's a more close-up shot of the build again, but he tried to include the majority of the base kit there, and it's absolutely this is insane work, man. I love it. I really love, you know, the added details that he put in there. It's crazy. I don't know if I mean, this is insane. How could this kit not place? This is crazy. This is an awesome, like, full view of the kit. Look at that thing. I mean, I'm not into weathered builds, but this, like, you know, I could recognize great work. I mean, look at this. And couple that with great photos. I've seen those builds that won Guild Kits. Kudos to you, man. This is great work. I mean, look. Full frontal picture. It looks so intimidating for a Gundam that hasn't been used for a long time, right? It looks so good. I mean, you can't. All the detailings he put in there, the weathering part. This is not a basic build where he just repainted the kit and then did some chipping. No, he did some mods in there, and he also did scribing and then plot plating in there and some modding on the freaking rifle. It's not just a basic freaking build that's just a repaint. This is like next level shit. I'm just sad that it didn't place. Another great photo of the build, but like looking down on it, I've seen a lot of builds in general that wins and you know, and they're not really that great, but this one is deserving of something, man. Like subtle stuff that you see, like these subtle stuff here where you just hand paint the little circle things in there. He pays attention enough to where he actually wanted that to be individually painted, these little circle things. A lot of people will just brush that off and then just freaking paint over it, and then they'll just panel line it, and then they'll say, oh, it's detailed. Oh, that's, you know, a lot of people will do that, but he freaking painted that part there. It's so good, man. Back shots. I really should do more back shots on my build. You know, thank you for reminding me, Guild Kits. I'm gonna do that. But you know, that's another great photo of the build. When you take a photo of your build, frontal, let me move this right up front and shine this in right there. When you take a photo in the butt, don't do this like they're looking up like that unless it's stylized. When you're gonna take a photo of your build and they're looking directly right in front of you, make them look down. Oh, I just broke my kit. That looks way better when they're looking down like this. Let's go move on here. More frontal shot, but on the side there too. I mean, this is like, oh, it's so good, Guild Kit. Great job, man. Great job. I love how there's not a lot of decals on this kit too. You know, just enough to my liking. Cause you know, some people when they make this to please me. Cause I'm that, you know, I'm the Gunpla guy. And I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But yeah. I mean, this is great, man. This is great. I love this. More side shot. You guys have seen these photos already. So, I mean, it's so good. The lighting that he did with it. Let me just go through really quick with the lighting. I think he just shined like a bright light up top to have that shadow on the face there. And then he had fill-in lights that shines in front of the build to highlight more of the entire build. You know, I'm kind of sad that he wasn't able to send me a 360 video of this build, and I'm also sad that he did not place at all on the competition. But you know, if you just rewind a little bit, I think that's what happened. I quickly talked about it just a little bit. I don't really care. You guys could flame me for saying no, Gunpla, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know, you're stupid. Those builds that place first, second, third are better than this. Like, no, dude. I don't care about your opinion. This is my opinion. This should have been like up there, but whatever. But yeah, give GuildKit a follow. Great builder, great photographer. I hope he does more builds. GuildKit, let me know if I made a mistake when it comes to like describing what you did with this build. Or you're welcome to play me, but in a nice way, all right? I got more videos lined up, I think. And also be doing more mountain biking videos too, but you know, with Gunpla sprinkled in there too. Stay tuned, okay? So that's it for me. Subscribe if you like. Everybody stay safe, and thank you for watching. Give this man a follow. He does great work, man. It's crazy. Peace.